Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world without copper. Your smartphone is a dead glass brick. Your car won't start. Your lights won't flick on. Even the water in your pipes stops flowing. The internet, it's gone. Within 48 hours, global food supplies collapse. Within a week, the modern world descends into the dark ages. We obsess over gold. We fight wars over oil. But the true backbone of human civilization isn't yellow or black. It's red. On Wall Street, they call it Dr. Copper. Traders believe this metal has a PhD in economics because it's the only asset that can predict a global recession before it even happens. But the story of copper isn't just about wires and pipes. It's a 10,000-year saga of wealth, power, and betrayal. It's the story of copper kings who bribed their way into the U.S. Senate, a rogue trader who almost broke the global market, and a looming copper gap that could stall the future of artificial intelligence. Stick around until the end, because I'm going to show you why experts are now calling copper the new oil, and how a single error in 1943 created a penny worth more than $1 million. This is the trillion-dollar evolution of the world's most important metal. Long before humans learned to write, we learned to hammer copper. Our ancestors discovered it in its native form, pure chunks of red metal sitting on the Earth's surface. In the United States, Native Americans were mining copper in Michigan's Upper Peninsula as far back as 5000 BCE. They didn't need complex furnaces. They just used stone hammers to shape it into tools and jewelry. But the real wealth evolution began in ancient Mesopotamia and Rome. While gold was for the elite, copper became the currency of the people. The Romans mined so much of it from the island of Cyprus that they named it Es Cyprium, the metal of Cyprus. This eventually became the word copper. Think about that. For centuries, if you were a Roman soldier or a merchant in a bustling bazaar, your entire world was traded in copper. It was the first metal to democratize wealth. It allowed the middle class to exist. Eventually, those heavy bronze bricks evolved into the first manageable coins. Copper was no longer just a tool. It was the physical manifestation of labor and value. Fast forward to the late 19th century. The world was about to change forever. Thomas Edison had just patented the light bulb, and Alexander Graham Bell was wiring the first telephones. The world didn't need gold anymore. It needed conductivity. And all eyes turned to a small, rugged hill in Montana. Welcome to Butte, Montana, the richest hill on Earth. In the 1880s, Butte was producing more copper than anywhere else on the planet. This sparked the War of the Copper Kings. On one side, you had Marcus Daly, an Irish immigrant who built the Anaconda Mining Company into a global titan. On the other, William A. Clark, a cold, calculated billionaire who wanted political power at any cost. Their rivalry was legendary. Clark once spent $1 million, roughly $21 million today, just to bribe the Montana legislature into electing him to the U.S. Senate. Daly fought back by buying up newspapers to destroy Clark's reputation. The air in Butte became so toxic with sulfur smoke that people were dying, but the money was too good to stop. This was the era of the Copper War, where lawsuits, explosives, and political corruption defined the American West. It eventually led to the creation of the Anaconda Copper Mining Company, which became the fourth largest company in the world by the 1920s. While the Kings fought in Montana, engineers were attempting the impossible, connecting the old world to the new. In 1866, the SS Great Eastern, the largest ship in the world, set sail from Ireland to Newfoundland. Inside its belly lay 1,600 miles of copper wire. This wasn't just a cable, it was a miracle. Before
about
this, a message from London to New York,
if you were a Roman soldier
or a merchant
steamship.
in a bustling
With
bazaar,
7 pure
your
copper
entire
wires at
world
the
was
core
traded
of this
in
cable.
copper. That time
It was the
dropped
first
to 2
metal
minutes,
to
democratize
but it wasn't
wealth.
easy.
It
The
allowed
cable
the
snapped
middle class
several
to
times,
exist,
vanishing
eventually
into the abyss.
those heavy
At
bronze
1
bricks
2,000
evolved
fathoms
into the
down,
first
the
manageable
project
coins.
looked like a
Copper
multi-million
was
dollar
no
disaster.
longer just
When
a
they
tool.
finally
It
succeeded,
was the physical
the
manifestation
global economy
of
was
labor
born.
and value.
Real-time stock trading,
Fast forward
international
to the late
diplomacy,
19th century.
and global news,
The world was
all
about to
traveled
change
through
forever.
a copper wire.
Thomas
thinner than your
Edison had
finger.
just patented
Copper
the
had
light
effectively
bulb,
conquered the
and Alexander
Atlantic.
Graham Bell
By World
was
War
wiring
II,
the first
copper was
telephones.
so strategic
the
that
world
the U.S.
didn't need
government
gold
took it out of your
anymore.
pocket.
In
It needed
1943, the
and all
U.S.
eyes turned to a
stopped
small,
making copper
rugged
pennies
hill
to
in
save the metal
Montana.
for artillery
Welcome to
shells
Butte,
and communication
Montana,
lines.
the richest
Instead,
hill on earth.
they made
In
steelies,
the 1880s,
zinc-coated
Butte
steel
was
pennies,
producing more
but
copper
a few
than
copper blanks
anywhere
were
else
left
on
in
the
the
planet.
machines. This
Only
sparked
about
the
40
war
of these
of the copper
1943
kings.
copper
On one
pennies were
side,
ever made
you had
by
Marcus
accident.
Daly,
Today,
an
if
Irish
you find
immigrant
one,
who built
it's
the
worth upwards
Anaconda
of
mining
$1.7
company
million.
into a global titan.
But the
On the
wildest
other,
story
William
in copper
A.
history
Clark,
happened in the
a cold,
1990s.
calculated
Meet
billionaire who
Yasuo
wanted political
Hamanaka,
power at any cost.
known as
Their
Mr.
rivalry was
5%.
legendary.
Hamanaka
Clark once spent
was a trader for
$1 million,
Japan's Sumitomo
roughly
Corporation.
$21 million
For 10 years,
today.
he used
just
to
a
bribe
secret
the
book
Montana
of
legislature
unauthorized
into electing
trades
him
to corner
the
the market.
U.S. Senate.
At his peak,
Daly fought back
he controlled
by buying up
5%
of the world's
to destroy
entire
Clark's
copper supply.
reputation. When his
The air in
scheme
Butte
finally
became
collapsed
so
in
toxic with
1996,
sulfur smoke
it
that
cost
people were
Sumitomo
dying, but the money was
$2.6
too
billion
good to
dollars
stop.
in losses.
This was the
It
era
remains
of
one of the
largest financial frauds in history, proving that he who controls the copper controls the world. Today, we are entering the most explosive era of
For
copper
centuries,
yet.
we
If you
call
were
it the
Roman
green
soldier or a
Supercycle,
merchant in a
a
bustling
standard
bazaar,
internal combustion
your
engine
entire
car
world was
uses
traded
about
in copper.
23
It was the first
kilograms
metal
of copper.
to democratize
A battery
wealth.
electric vehicle?
It allowed the
It needs
middle class to
83
exist.
kilograms.
Eventually,
Nearly 4 times
those heavy
more.
bronze
But
bricks
here's the kicker.
evolved into the
Artificial
first
intelligence.
manageable coins.
Every AI
Copper
data
was
center
no
requires
longer
massive
just
amounts
a
of
tool.
power.
It was
and
the physical
cooling.
manifestation.
A single megawatt of
labor
data center
and value.
capacity needs
Fast
roughly
forward to the late
27
19th
tons of
century.
copper.
The
for
world was
electrical
about to
infrastructure.
change forever.
Goldman Sachs
Thomas
predicts
Edison
that by
had just
2030,
patented the light
copper
bulb,
demand will
and
grow
Alexander
dramatically,
Graham Bell
while supply
was wiring
struggles
the
to
first
keep up.
telephones.
It takes
The world
25 years
didn't
to
need
build a
gold
new
mine,
anymore,
and the
it
world
needed
needs
connectivity.
dozens of new
And all
mines
eyes
just
turn
meet
to a
demand.
small,
This
rugged
is the
hill
copper gap
in Montana.
Prices have
Welcome
hit
to
record
Butte,
highs
Montana,
as the world realizes
the richest
that
hill
without
on earth.
copper.
In
The digital
1880s,
revolution,
Butte was
stopped
producing
dead
more
in its
copper than
tracks.
anywhere else
From the
on
first
planet.
hammer tools
This
in
sparked
Michigan
the
to the
war
neural
of the
networks
copper
of the
kings.
world's most powerful
On one
AIs.
side,
You had
copper
Marcus
has been the
Daly,
silent driver
an
of
Irish
human wealth.
immigrant who built
It
the
predicted
Anaconda
economic
crashes
into a global
It built the
titan.
American West.
On the other,
and now
William
it's
A.
the gateway
Clark,
to a green
cold,
future.
calculated
Dr.
billionaire
Copper is
who
telling
wanted
us
political
something
power
right
at
now.
any cost.
The age
Their
of
rivalry
oil
was
is
legendary.
ending.
And the
Clark
age
once
of the
spent
red metal has
$1 million.
arrived.
So next time you hold a penny or
$21
million
million
today,
remember
just to
the
bribe the
copper
Montana
kings and
legislature
rogue traders
into
who
electing
fought
him
for
to the
this
U.S.
metal.
Senate.
Because in the
Daly
next
fought
decade,
back by
the
buying
real
up
gold
newspapers
won't be gold
to
at all.
destroy Clark's
It will be
reputation.
copper.
If
The
you
air in
enjoyed
Butte
this
became
deep
so
dive
toxic
into the
with
hidden
sulfur
history
smoke
of wealth,
that people were
hit
dying,
that like button,
but the
and
money was
subscribe.
too good to stop.
We're on a mission to
This was the
uncover
era
the
of
stories that move the world. What metals should we cover next? Cobalt? Lithium? Let us know in the comments. And seriously, go check your couch cushions. That 1943 copper penny is still out there somewhere. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.